to introduce Michelle Hall. She runs the Sunshine Acres Animal Sanctuary, and I think they started that in '23, I think. And she's going to tell us all about the sanctuary and what they do. And thank you to this month's program sponsor, who is Howard Davis. And so without further ado, I'll turn it over to her.
Not that technological. Thank you for having me. So we got our nonprofit license, our actual 501c3 in '23, and we started our sanctuary in, it was 2021, and it's a lengthy process to get your 501c3 licensing. Once you apply, it's practically like an act of Congress to go through all the licensing and everything. You have to go through all kinds of state requirements, and they do like a home visit if you have it in your home like we do. They come out and do like an inspection, a walkthrough, and it literally takes about 2 to 3 years to get all of the licensing and everything that's required. So we finally got that in '23, and then that's when we kind of had our grand opening, or our grand opening party was in, or fall festival we called it, was in 2023. And how I got started was I had always had a passion for animals, and I had been working with a sister rescue in Wiley for about the last, well, prior to this in 2021, I guess it was about 5 years. Powder House Rescue Group was the name of that rescue. And I had just fallen in love with the dogs. She strictly does rescues just dogs and cats. And she started kind of dwindling out of it and getting out of it because she was going through a move. And then we moved, and I decided that this was something that I really wanted to take on. So we moved with the sole purpose of purchasing land so that we would have enough land to be able to rescue livestock. Because we felt that livestock was more of the forgotten animal, and people treated livestock as kind of a commodity rather than a typical family pet. And we learned that people treat baby goats and chickens and chicks, just like their family pet anymore. So we decided that we wanted to kind of focus more on some of the forgotten animals. And we get probably anywhere from 50 to 100 calls a day. And Texas right now really is in a state of crisis as far as dogs and cats go, because so many people are not spaying and neutering our animals. It's just, as you've probably heard, so many people are dumping, dogs and cats into, fields and people's properties because, they don't know what to do. And so many places are opening up their vetting offices for free spays and neutering in different counties just to be able to help out. And it really is a statewide epidemic because of it. And Texas is one of the worst states right now because of it, because we have a horrible homeless animal population. I mean, we're killing, right now, euthanizing and killing over 600,000 dogs and cats every single day. And it's devastating to me that, we can't do better in terms of getting that under control. And it's just something as simple as, taking some of these animals in to get them spayed and neutered when it's free. I mean, I understand that it might be a hassle to some people to make the appointment and, to get them in, but it's overwhelming. I understand. But back to my sanctuary, right now we have over 70 plus animals right now, and I think 18 of them are dogs. We have turkeys, goats. Right now, I think we have 9 baby goats. 4 of our nanny goats, the does, just had, all of them had babies within days of each other. And so there's never a dull moment. And one of our biggest fundraising programs right now is our petting zoo. We do a mobile petting zoo where people can book with us, and whether it be a birthday party or, you know, a school event, it doesn't, anything really. And we will go to their location, set up, doesn't matter the number of people, and bring the specified number of animals that they want. And that's been going really well so far. And then we also have volunteers that come twice a week to our farm and will help different projects, which has been a huge help. They've been cleaning out barns and chicken pens and helping to build chicken pens or whatever needs to be done, because if you know anything about farming, there's never a shortage of tasks that need to be done. Does anyone have any questions about specific?
What you said that your farm is?
Where? We're in Roy City, right off 1565, in between 276 and the access road.
Right.
If you're familiar with that area, we're like a mile and a half from Buc-ee's. Everybody knows where Buc-ee's is.
Yeah.
Point of reference.
Is that Hunt County?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's on county.
What, 15, what,
1565. We're right off 1565.
but you're not a county number yourself? You do have a county number yourself, you said off of 1565.
Well,
Do you face some particular road?
our address is 4503 Marion Lane.
Marion?
So Marion Lane is off 1565.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions?
What's your most interesting pet that you have?
I would say the hedgehogs.
Yeah, probably the
Hedgehogs.
hedgehog or the sugar glider, I
Well, we
think.
never bring out the sugar glider.
Yeah.
It used to be the squirrels,
Oh, yeah. the
but then
squirrel.
the squirrels died.
Yeah, the squirrels passed away. Well, one of them did. The other one we released.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about the hedgehogs. So somebody surrendered, somebody was moving, and they were not allowed to have pets. And they surrendered to us a sugar glider and these
And some rats.
Well, oh yeah, some little baby mice that they had saved from a feeding situation, I guess, because you know you can feed mice to snakes, and they felt like they were rescuing them. So I know it's just humorous to some people, I guess. But these are African pygmy hedgehogs, and I mean they're a lot of fun. You have to learn to hold them a certain way, and they have 4 toes. I guess it's one of the characteristics about them is that they have 4 toes, and they're nocturnal, so they only come out at night. And they're in the room that I sleep in, so which makes it interesting because so is the sugar glider, so they always play on the wheel at nighttime, so they can keep you awake, that's for sure. And then the bird that we have is a white dove that somebody had found. And she's actually, I don't know if she was somebody's pet before or what, but she's quite tame. She doesn't really make a whole lot of noise or anything, but she's very sweet, and you know, you're able to pet her and things like that. But the hedgehogs, you know, when they get scared, obviously they just kind of curl up in a ball and, you know, will roll around, but it's a male and a female, and other than that, they're pretty sweet, and they're a lot of fun. We take them to the petting zoos and the kids get a kick out of them, so.
I didn't even know hedgehogs were really a real animal.
Oh, really?
I had my 4th sister-in-law, that was what she collected, so there was all these little things around them. And I never did ask anything. I'm like, okay, it's just some novelty.
I can show
I'm still in contact with that one, so I might admit to her, I mean, I didn't tell her I didn't know one way or the other, I just kept my mouth shut.
I can walk around and show you guys the hedgehogs where she can.
Yeah.
So how many animals do you take on your mobile pig?
Usually anywhere from,
Yeah.
like, we have different packages that people can choose from. Like if, we have a series of questions that we ask people, and we ask people, like, if they're working with a budget, for example, if they say, yes, my budget is X,
It's okay.
then we might
They
say,
do it all the time.
well, we have a small animal package, because we bring all small animals, so we might bring about 10 different
Oh, there's
animals
something
that
underneath.
all
Is that it?
children can
Oh,
hold.
sorry.
For example, it might be bunnies and hedgehogs,
Yeah,
and guinea, guinea
just a little
pigs, that sort of
thing.
thing. And then if, for
Okay.
example, if they don't have any particular
Sorry
budget
about
in
that.
mind, we might bring 12 to 15 animals of small and larger animals like goats, pigs, you know, all different types of animals. But 15 would probably be the max that we would bring. I think.
What kind
So-
of dogs?
Do they-
Oh, sorry. I couldn't hear. I was just gonna ask, what kind of little dogs do you have?
Right now, we don't have any small dogs. We have,
Fuzzy, waffles.
no, she meant for adoption,
Oh.
yeah. We only have a couple of large dogs for adoption.
I have a large dog and a small dog. They
Yeah,
have
small
a
dogs
hard,
always
they
go
don't
really
fit
fast.
together well.
Yeah, small dogs usually go really fast. That's the way with most rescues. Smaller dogs usually go really fast.
I just I'm sorry, I
That's
just was
okay.
wondering if you do try to adopt out the animals that are adoptable, or do you take, when you take them in, do you just tell people they'll live here forever, or?
Yeah, we don't ever euthanize an animal unless it's medically necessary. Like, we've had some dogs for 2 to 3 years, so they'll stay with us until they get rescued.
But on the other hand, you do try to find homes.
Oh,
for them.
absolutely, yes.
What do you advertise on, Pet Finder or something, Adopt a Pet, something like that?
We do, and all forms of social media.
Are there any animals that you tell, somebody, no, I can't take that animal?
Yes.
So like, what kind of animals?
Like right now, we're not
Cats.
accepting, we don't usually take in cats, but right now, we're not taking in any more dogs because we're at max capacity.
We have like 12 dogs right now.
We have 18 dogs right now,
Ew.
so, yeah.
What about exotic animals?
Oh, yeah, we take in all exotics. Like if it's a small animal, like something like this, where space is not that much of an issue, we'll take them in. But something that space is an issue, like a dog or a donkey or a goat or something like that, we wouldn't probably take it in right now.
The reason why I asked, over in Terrell, there's they have exotic animals like lions and
Oh,
tigers and
yeah.
like that. It's really not open to the public or whatever, but it is a sanctuary over in Terrell that's for those kind of animals. And that's why I asked if maybe you were in partnership with that organization. Over in Arizona, there's another one that they take all the wildcats from Vegas, and it's called Keepers of the Wild. So I was just kind of curious if you were doing something like that too.
We all kind of communicate together. Like, I'm also a licensed rehabber too. Like if there's a bird that has fallen out of a nest, or, a baby, cottontail bunny or something like that that is injured, somebody will reach out to me, to nurse it back to health. I mean, percentages that it can be nursed back to health a lot of times is very low. But we all work together in terms of, hey, reach out to this person, maybe they can help you because they might, specialize more in that particular animal than this person does. So we all kind of work together in terms of that. So, because like I have more specialties with like birds and rabbits than like Rogers Wildlife has more specialty with like raccoons and
You saw
larger,
raccoon.
we did, than some of the larger animals like possums and things like that. So, I mean, which is kind of nice because we all kind of help each other out.
Do the local, like Roy City or Greenville here, if they have a problem with an animal, like animal control, do they call you? And
Yes, I'm on actually the Roy City Animal Shelter. I'm on their advocacy board. So they do call me, sometimes when there's an issue, and we'll work together. So,
Do you ever have issues with, I know my sister who doesn't live here, but she has several exotic animals. And up in St. Louis, there's only like 1 or 2 vets that will even look at the more unusual pets. Do we have the same issues down here?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Like when she has to take one of her pets to the vet or something, she can't go to just any
Like
vet.
if
They
you have a
won't take
dog
her.
or something, you mean?
Yeah,
You wanna
yeah.
take it to
Well,
a
she's got snakes, she's got bearded dragon, she's
Oh, yeah,
had
yeah,
rabbit,
yeah.
she's had, so the regular vets won't see them.
Oh, yeah, no, it's the
So
same here.
there's only like 1 or
Absolutely.
2 in the whole St. Louis area that she can go to.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely the same here. So we all have to kind of rely on the same thing, each other. Like, for example, my goats have never been to a vet
Mhm.
because of that reason.
Right.
So, like, I have to give them their immunizations and pray that they don't get sick because I've not been able to find a vet for them yet. So, yeah, I understand that. You're exactly right. So,
So what kind of fundraising do you do to help fund this? I know it's not cheap and it's coming straight out of your pocket, right?
no, absolutely. I mean, just like the mobile petting zoo is like our biggest one. And we did a couple of vendor fair events, which were okay at first, and then they kind of dwindled out. And the idea behind the vendor fairs was, like all local businesses were able to, come and set up in one large location. For example, we had it at, first was at our location, but it didn't go very well with our neighbors because of the parking situation. We kind of made them mad. Oh, excuse me, let me try to drink really fast. But the second one we had set up at another farm location that had a lot of property. But local vendors, and, the small little vendor booths that they have to come and set up, and we would charge a fee, a reasonable fee. And then we were gonna have about 100 to 150 vendors. And then that fee would be split between the landowner and our organization. And then, of course, parking would be charged. And that was another fundraising thing that we were doing for a while. And then, of course, the weather changed and nobody's gonna come to vendor fair when it's 100 degrees outside, so. So those are some of the things that we do during the cooler months, either fall or the springtime.
Have you gotten any of the FFA or 4-H clubs in Roy City or Cattle Mills? Or
Not yet, but that's something that we've talked about at some of our volunteer meetings. Something that we want to do is get involved with them. There's just been so many different avenues that we want to take and not enough manpower and not enough time yet. But we do definitely want to start working with like the Roy City High School and some of those different organizations. That is a great idea.
You actually have bird cages and stuff like for your.
Yes.
We do.
And stuff, they don't live in all the thing.
No.
And do you have a website?
No, I actually paid somebody to work on a website and they did a terrible job. So, that is probably next. But we do have a Facebook page, obviously, Instagram, and all that good stuff.
And if we were looking up on Facebook, what would we look for?
Sunshine Acres Animal Sanctuary. Pretty straightforward. Sunshine, I'm sorry, I'll say it slower. Sunshine Acres Animal Sanctuary.
Okay.
And it's the same on like Instagram. What else? I'm not very good at social media, I'll be
I usually do the
honest.
social
So
media.
her and my other daughter, Facebook I can handle, some of the, and Instagram so-so, but my children help me with the other ones, so.
So do you have like barns and things, I guess?
Yes,
something
we
like
do. We have a barn and a loafing shed, several chicken pen areas.
She loves chickens.
I do.
Or any type of birds.
Any type of bird. Birds are my thing, so I love birds. And I like the goats too, you know. I wish they stayed little and cute and cuddly for forever, but they don't.
Do you have it, do you have a vet that helps you with your detail?
Yes, we work with a couple different vets, like, you know, if they need their immunizations, for example, we might go to one vet, like paws for a cough or something, because they're obviously more affordable. But if there's an emergency, if an animal's ill, you know, we might go to Will's Point or Country Friends, for specific needs. And then we have Wildflower Mobile Vet, if it's an animal that we can't get into the car or something, it's mobile, will come to us. So we usually go to a couple different places depending on the need.
So what is your thought for the future for your organization? You know, how would you like to see yourself like in 5 years?
I want to be able to get a couple grants to be able to help us expand in terms of getting more outdoor pen areas for dogs. It hurts me every time somebody calls, and I'm going to try not to get emotional about it when I talk about this. It hurts me when I have to tell people no for dogs. Because I just have a strong passion for dogs, because there's just so many dogs right now that are homeless. So
I'm sure there are.
Yeah.
You know, it kills me to think of a dog being in a pen for the rest of their life. too.
right.
You know, so
Yeah,
I
all
didn't
of our
know what,
dogs are
maybe there's
inside,
something you
yeah.
could create that would not be just.
Well,
an
when I say
individual.
that, I mean like an air
Not like each
conditioned.
other either.
Yeah,
You might have
yeah.
to keep them separate for,
Right.
from biting or something.
Oh, absolutely. Right. I mean, I want to add on like to our barn area, and, you know, do like an air conditioned, you know, affordably of course, but like an air conditioned, shelter for them.
Indoor, outdoor runs
Well,
are good, because they can go into the
That's what I mean,
AC,
yeah, indoor
they
and
can go out
outdoor.
to potty,
Right.
you can clean it, and then you can cut it, you know, close the door at night,
Right.
everybody comes in.
Absolutely.
Those are really good.
Right, and you can do it very affordably. I can add it on to our existing barn.
Yeah.
And I can add it on for like another, you know, 25 or 30 dogs, you know, so, that would be huge, to be able to do that.
Yeah, we had a puppy come in yesterday, full of mange, big bark, a little rat terrier mix.
And where was that?
Well, they got him Stonewall, and I assume it was north end of Stonewall.
Right.
Some mom and the son. Mom said, give it away, the son wants it, but, you know,
Right.
she's like, how do you want dogs, I can't. And my tech, Jana, ended up taking it. But
Oh,
full
good.
of mange, she did clatterbox, drops, next card,
Right,
and she'll end up, you know, finding her home.
good.
He was horrible.
Yeah.
Had any hair, burned up.
Oh, that's so sad.
5 pounds.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, we see.
I'm sure you do. Yeah, that's just heartbreaking. And I hate having to tell people no. I mean, in the beginning, of course, I was telling everybody yes, which is why we have so many dogs. You know? I mean, and you want to be able to help them all, you know? But you just can't.
You can't say them all.
No, you can't. I mean,
Way that long.
yeah, absolutely.
Do you have a place that, I mean, probably, of course, not all the dogs that you've gotten were acclimated to be with other dogs. So do you pin those dogs that are,
No,
no?
they all get along. I mean, I learned, I'll give you an example. We had, our first dog we ever got, and he's the alpha dog. He's the only one we ever have an issue with. He's the oldest dog. He's about 10.
What kind of dog is he?
He's a puppy, you know, he's mixed breed. And, yeah, he did not get along with, a pit that somebody, surrendered to us, you know, a couple of years back. They hated each other, and for 2 years, we had to keep them separated. And we tried everything to make them get along, and it wasn't until we moved, you know, we literally moved, did they just randomly one day started getting along, and then they became the best of friends, and they were inseparable. It was the strangest thing. Something just clicked, and they could not be separated after that. And until we had to put Hector down after that. And he just moped around, and he was so upset. So now we have another situation where we have another dog, and they got in a fight yesterday, in fact, when we tried to introduce them. And it's all about how, like, they pick up on, they sense if you're uneasy about it, they will pick up on it.
Oh, yeah.
So I would not let her in the room because she'll stress out. You know, and my other half, I'm like, when he raises his tone, like he just kept saying, oh, it's okay, it's okay. And like, he doesn't realize he's doing it. You know, I'm like, no, try to, you know, lower your voice when you're talking to him. Because as soon as he did that, they got all excited. So that's when, you know, the fight broke out. And thankfully, neither one of them got seriously injured, but, you know, you have to try to reintroduce them again in a while. So, yeah, every now and then it does get like that. So for now, I mean, we just have to keep, you know, them a little bit separate.
So who's the alpha in the family?
But his name is Anthem.
No, I mean,
Oh,
because you're actually going to be either you're the alpha or you're
I
the alpha.
definitely am, yeah.
Because he'll listen to you, right?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
I have 4, and one of them is a service dog on the vet. But I'm definitely the alpha in the house. And the dogs, all the dogs listen to me. They know.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, I get what you're saying, yes. It's a good question. Anybody have anything else?
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us.
And if you guys want a closer look at them.
Yeah, please come up.
And next month, our speaker is going to be Cutie Conrad. She's over with the Rockwall Historical Society and Museum. She's going to be telling us about Rockwall's history. And our new exhibit outside officially opens Saturday as well, so take a look at that.